I mean, such a fascination to hear that the family has to hide books. All right? I mean, we've got to reach to a stage where the family has the parents have to hide these books, otherwise they keep on reading and forget about the academic work. Perhaps, you know, so that's another interesting point to discuss. And the third point is about, yes, we have a reading culture, they may be reading, but still their competencies, their writing and their comprehension competency may not be up to mark. So those are the 3 points that I wanted to discuss. I'll pass over to Madam Zarina first. She has got several ideas to share, and then we'll move on to the parents again.
I want to highlight something which is similar to what Brother Abdul Rahman has said. In Singapore, we are so intent about learning how to read for the sake of reading so that we can pass exams. Okay? If that is how you start out, if that is your intent when you start teaching your kids, then you will not get the desired outcome of actual search for knowledge. The values of reading as a culture in your home will not be there. Because the kid will see it as a tool to just learn so that I can pass exams. So what is important, I think, is for us to actually realize that reading is actually a value that you must inculcate in the family. It is a value which is desirable to have. So once the kids realize that it is something which is a value, which is valuable for them, it will not become a burden, it will not become a chore. They will like to do it, and it will be with them for life. Okay, what I mean by value is this. For example, in my house, from a very young age, we have actually inculcated in our kids that reading is a skill which is very desirable. So from a very young age, when they are able to read one or two words, you applaud, you show excitement, and the rest of the older brothers and sisters say, "Wow, dia dah pandai baca lah," that kind of thing. So the child realized that, hey, this is something desirable in my family. So they're interested in it. Okay? Then we also make books. We present books as something we present books as something which is an item which is around the house which is valued. Like I said again, I don't put decorative pieces on my around my home. Very few lah, kan tak ada lah. Di sana sini beli ada. But you know, everywhere we put books. And we value the books, and when the kids manhandle the books, for example, even if they fold the end of the page, you know, I will scold them. I say, no, that's not how you handle the book. You know, because there's a lot of knowledge there, and this can be passed down to your younger brothers and sisters. So like my Tom and Kate book, all my 6 kids use that book. And they're in pristine condition until now. Because I told them, this is valuable, this is knowledge. There's knowledge in there. So the kind of values that you set and you tell your kids, it will get it into them. And once they see that as something which is valuable, they will want to get it. Okay, and we also, I have to write this down because I can't remember. Okay, we use books as gifts and rewards. Birthdays, almost always, must have at least one book. They have kids, you know, they like Play-Doh, you know, they like other stuff. Yes, we'll buy them, but we'll always buy one book. Every birthday, whenever we buy lah, sometimes we don't buy things for birthdays also. We will get them books. And we use books as rewards. Example, exam period. I do not wait for exam results. Because similar to the Islamic teachings, you are rewarded for your effort, not for the results. So therefore, when my children sit for exams, and they study for exams, and I see them studying hard for the exams, at the end of the exams, I'll give them a treat. We'll go out, we'll eat simple places, nothing expensive because he was the only one working last time. And we'll bring them to McDonald's or something like that. And then after that, the highlight will be a trip to popular bookstore or to MPH. And you can choose whatever you want. They can choose whatever books they want because that will be their reward for the hard work that they have put in. So again, we use books as a reward, something which is valuable that they want. So I have never given my kids bicycle, Xbox, monetary terms, nothing. It is always books seen as a reward for anything which they do good. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you value books and you put them as something which is desirable and valuable in your home, your kids will imbibe that. And when they imbibe that, they will take the reading of the books, they will take knowledge, they will take acquiring knowledge as something which is desirable. Okay, then book sales, library sales. Last time money was tight, so when you have Robinson sales at Expo, I don't care. But whenever there's book sales, we'll make it like a family thing. Hey, okay, weekend we got book sales. So everybody get excited. Because why? When we go for book sales, we'll spend. Yeah, I will say we don't have much money because I don't change my langsir at home. 5 tahun I pakai the same langsir, it doesn't matter to me. My sofa sampai dah buruk, only until I cannot sit on it, then I will throw it away. But when it comes to books, we say, okay, fine. Whatever you want to buy. We can spend close to 200 at one time. Because when you do that, what is the message you're trying to send to your kids? The message you're sending to your kids is that books and the seeking of knowledge is important. Far more important than material stuff, far more important than trying to gain material wealth.
Sorry, go on. I thought you finished off. The message is important, so we don't need to dilute that message.
And even like now, last time we don't, but now we on our business trips when we travel overseas, what we do is again, every time we go, we will look for a bookstore. We'll buy something which we can't find in Singapore and we bring it back. So when we come back, of course we also buy other stuff line, but books, especially for the younger ones. The older ones, because books are already a part of their life, so I'm not worried for them. But for the younger ones, this is what I do. So every time when we come back, she knows that we will try and get a book for her from any of the bookstores overseas. So again, the value system that you're trying to impart in your kids at home, the importance of books, the importance of reading, not for the sake of passing exam, not for the sake of just reading, but it is a tool to gain knowledge.
Thank you.
Okay, last point. Last point. When we are sitting down, for example, the kids are doing work, exam work, not exam work, any work, and they ask you a question, science question, and you do not know how to answer. Okay, I don't fast over and say, don't ask me that question. What we do is we say, okay, I do not know this answer. Let's look for it. So in the past, we will refer to the textbook, refer to encyclopedias, or we go to library, look for references, look for the answers. Now, of course, it's easier. Just click, Google it, and you get the answer. Okay, the point we are trying to tell the kids is that no one will know everything in the world. Only Allah will know everything in the world. Only He has the answers to everything. We do not know. And as adults, there is no shame in telling your child, I do not know the answer. What is more shameful is if you stop and do not look for the answers to those questions. So those are the kind of values that you have to imbibe in your kids also. So at the end of the day, what we want are people who read for the sake, not just for the sake of passing exams, but who read because they want to get knowledge, and that they will understand that it's a lifelong process that they will have to do, and they become independent learners, people who are able to search for answers when they do not know the answers.
Thank you very much, Madam Zainab. I want to deal with this specific issue about comprehension and writing skills. I think we all recognize the fact that learning as a culture is important at home, but we have yet to get the satisfaction to see that they are actually able to use whatever they have learned, or at least whatever they've read, into actual answers. Not so much for exams as well, but also for lifelong skills. So, how do we handle that? Maybe I ask Mr. Iskandar or Madam Moriarty to try and help with that particular issue with this. I mean, both of you are educators, so we'll have to turn to you to see how best to help our young one who's been reading, but yet are not able to translate actual reading skills into writing and understanding comprehension.
How should I say? Normally, let's say whenever I say comprehension, the teachers in my school, right? So we have this strategy of annotate. So in science, because I'm in science department, in science you have this ACFE, you have annotate, concept, fact, and this evaluate. But for English, we normally ask the children to annotate. Annotate means that say whatever that is being done, as is where, why. So that's where the understanding comes in. So the English teachers have done this part of the comprehension where the student will know what are they looking for. What is it? What is the passage talking about? So it's annotation. Annotation comes with understanding of the topic. So I think for the child, for this comprehension, so the teachers normally will do highlight. The highlight is something, okay, if they say where does this incident happen? So the child will be able to write down the things. So whenever the question with the part of the open-ended question, they will turn to the page on where, so they will see to the passage. So that is more on understanding. That's what normally the teachers do. So we need to annotate, highlight, and annotate means to highlight the word, then write down what they understand from the passage. For every part of the passage, for example, let's say if it's a difficult word, you're saying about fire escape through, let's say through the exit system, exit. Where is the exit? How? Where? What is it all? So this, the teachers will do it with them. So this is the understanding of the passage, where it will help to answer the question. Direct to the point, to the specific question. Okay?
I'm aware that some of the questions are quite technical and requires a bit more explanation and interaction. So I do hope that you actually can follow up with either the speakers or the teachers to actually deal with specific gaps or issues that you have as a child. So you may not be able to address very specific technical difficulties, but we can give you some ideas and concepts. But if you are able to address the teachers, that will be the best way forward. So there are issues like that. Some issues are quite technical and we require a bit more drilling down. I just want to open up another round of questions before we close. We are about approaching 12 o'clock. I think we're just over 12. But if there are burning questions, we're able to take one more, 3 or 4 questions one round, and we can close it off by these questions. Is there any more questions you want to ask? Going? One? You sure you'll be able to? Yes, go on.
My name is Madam Rohani bin Mahmood. Not giving question, but rather just a summary. I sit here very much overwhelmed and really in awe of our distinguished guests up on stage. I think you are the very model of the Singapore Muslim families that we want to emulate. Because I'm at the battlefield myself, how I wish I could just quit my job like what the housewives are doing here, so that I can have, I would have, actually I was so overwhelmed until I cried inside my heart, because I have 4 children, every World Cup I have won. So I have 3 Khalifas and 1 Maryam. So I may have done injustice to my elder boys, because to have one, like our brother up here, he has 4 boys in Raffles Institution. Just to get one inside is really a major feat on my family. And when I hear her daughter, about her daughter and the stellar result that she got from her drasa, I was telling myself, mashallah, look at what they have done as a family, despite getting pregnant with 6 children in line. So I really wish all the best to all of you up here. You really inspire me. Hopefully it is what you have inspired us down here. And because of that, I pulled my daughter out of mainstream school where Mr. Isham once was and placed her here at primary 2. It was a challenge for me because Mommy may be well versed in Malay because I'm a Malay cikgu, so I understand what she's going through. But Madam didn't do well for her Arabic, but because of Mommy's burning desire to see her having madrasah education, so that I can try to be on par with her daughter up there, not to compare, but she's really an inspiration. She had to resit for her Arabic and she got 36 out of 40. So mommy was very happy. So please do make dua for me and for the rest of us here. We need to have more Muslim parents in Singapore per se, like all of you up there. So we are in this together, and I've been hearing this Khalifa day in, day out, even in FB. I've never seen a principal so diligently updating. And my sister who doesn't get to come to this course, my dear sister, you just read the updates. It's there. Look at him. So I salute whatever you are doing. May whatever they do for their children, we can also do for ours, and what Mr. Isham is also doing for the kids here. I'm with you, Mr. Isham. She's teachers at too. Yeah. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I just want to seek a request from Madam Mariam to say a few words. This is from one Mariam to another Mariam, hopefully. But I hope she doesn't take too long a time because we all have to close off soon.
You're not alone with it. When I left my job, it's a lot of sacrifice, financial, everything. I lost my friends, everybody has time for. And I'm alone. So your sacrifice to you and then your children. I made the choice that because my husband he has to work, he earns more than me. So I took it upon myself to leave my job. So I studied him, sister. One thing that when we leave our job, we have a good time. I sacrifice a lot of things. I don't have a lot of things. My house, we always we're always buying books. So my children, sometimes they say about books. And again, Mr. Isham, I think I spoke to you on the day that my son comes up on his PSLE result. Do you know that on the eve of the PSLE, that he actually called all the students to tuition? And I was so touched. I've never had, my children are from madrasah. I've never had a principal call the child to wish, mashallah. Mr. Isham, when Musa passed his PSLE, I did go down to see, thank you, and I said, Ya Allah, I hope that whatever Mr. Isham does for us, Allah will look after your child. Thank you, Mr. Isham.
Thank you, Madam Mariam. We're going to start crying now. But before we do that, I want to thank all the speakers for such a frank, honest sharing. Some of those we may not share in public, like the 6 kids on the one go kind of conversation. But I trust that we did this because we want all our children to be successful. Alhamdulillah, Allah SWT has given us the blessings and the nikmah to raise our children, make it easy for us, although there are challenges. And some of our parents in the audience are going through the same journey, and we want to help one another. But there are many gems that has come up from this particular forum. The value of our understanding of our religion, the values that we have at home, the dream that we have for our children, the little things that we share with our kids, the bedtime stories, the shower, the shampoo, and many other things. So don't give up. If your kids are still not avid reader yet, don't give up. Never give up, in fact. Keep on at it, right? One day, he or she will be able to get that interest going, and eventually will read voraciously, just keep on reading. So don't give up if your kids are not yet an avid reader. The moment you give up, that's when you've lost the battle, right? Beware of social media and all these technologies. I brought these two because I have my iPad, which I read my meals everywhere I go on the 24/7 because it's an important part of work. But I also never stop carrying a book wherever I go. And I benefited from it because I don't drive, so I take bus and MRT, and that's why I do most of my reading. And I think it's important. It's important to look at our kid and see what kind of gadgets that you give them. I mean, I like the idea of giving gifts. Books as gifts is wonderful, right? I think that is the spirit, and that must be the value that we actually should be cultivating. So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. I hope our sharing, our humble sharing has been useful to you. But you can contact any one of them, really. The books that they create themselves, the congratulatory notes that they give to their kids. Find them, I'm sure they are able to share more with you, and then develop a culture at home that is conducive for learning and reading. On that note, I want to pass back the forum to MC, but before that, I want to also thank parent volunteers. I was here, my office is just across this particular corridor, and yesterday I saw them doing up the lobby, and I was so fascinated. I said, wow, this is Friday morning and they're here already, doing up all the posters and the good work. I mean, that is exemplary. That is really the kind of parents that we want in Madrasah and Irshad. Together, we're going to build the children. So, thank you parents, thank you Sister Wisnawati who's not here, but I will hope that Brother Abdul Rahman will convey my thanks to her. And again, without you, this hall would not have been possible, but the learning and the reading will continue, inshallah. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
On behalf of Madrasah Al-Irshad, we would like to take this opportunity to thank our moderator, Natal Bakri, and our panelists. And right now, we'd like to give out tokens of appreciation to our moderator and panelists. So we'd like to invite Mr. Isham to give the gifts to Dr. Al-Bakri.
It's a book.
Next to Mr. Iskandar. Following that, Professor Abdullah Al-Mahmoud. And Mr. Aziz Kula. And next, we'd like to give the gifts to the ladies, Madam Maria B. Sorry. Madam Mariati, Madam Shabnam, and Madam Zainab. Thank you very much, moderator and panelists. Let's give them a big round of applause and marha marha. And right now we'll close the forum with a reading of Tasbih Kafara and the Surah Al-Asr. Bismillah. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, everyone. For the audience, there is a PSG group booth outside. If you're interested to join the PSG, please do sign up at the booths outside. Thank you very much. Let's invite all the panelists and our dear moderator.